Welcome, beautiful souls. In this video, I'm going to show you the steps you need to take to attract the perfect partner into your life.
Love me. Love me. Love me. Love me!
The perfect match for you. You know, the perfect person to complete you in your story of life or, on your journey to accompany you. This is to attract your future wife or future husband. This isn't about one night stands. This isn't about playing the field. This isn't about being promiscuous. This is about actually finding fulfillment in a life partner. And this can be done. If this is something that you want, that you're fiending for, that you're craving,
I need it!
this is the video you need to watch. And who am I?
Who the f is that guy?
Why do I know what I'm talking about? Well, my life used to be not as glorious. My relationships used to be even less glorious. Until I implemented these steps and I started changing everything. I was able to manifest and attract my wife into my life in only 3 months.
I am the Flash.
And we didn't get married in 3 months, but we started the dating process. We started doing all that thing. We had a kid together, and then we got married. So it's like really awesome. And I think I know what I'm talking about because I did it. I implemented these steps. I really started to think and sit down, and I put this structure together that I'm about to share with you. And this ultimately attracted the perfect person for me in my life, and I made her my wife.
Your soul is mine.
And, the proof's right here. So this video will help you if that's something you want to do. However, if you want to be promiscuous, if you want to just fool around, if you want to be the player, if you want to have, these hacks to hook up with people, that's not the video. This is not the video for you. This is strictly to attract the person that you've always been wanting in your life. The person that you feel like you need in your life. And yeah, that's where we're at. So if you're tired of the dating sites, if you're tired of getting nowhere with Tinder swipes, this is the video for you. Listen up. All right. So we're going to get into steps right now. So step 1, and this is very important. If you're not able to implement this step, forget about all these other steps that I'm talking about. But step 1 is that you have to get the idea of your future partner out of your head. So get what their appearance is. Because the second part of step 1 is to write down what you want in a partner without appearances. So forget about appearances. Forget that they need to be 6 foot tall, or they need to have double D's, or they need to have a badonkadonk. We're getting all that out of here. Yes, they might have those traits, but if you only focus on those traits, you are going to set yourself up for failure, and none of these other steps are actually going to work. You are going to shoot yourself in the foot.
See that? I just shot my foot.
And you're going to be, why? This doesn't work. Mike, this doesn't work. You're full of shit, Mike. But if you're able to get rid of that, just get rid of your idea. And the reason why this is so important is because the universe has a better match for you than you can ever imagine. So your own imagination, your own idea of your future partner, the universe has a greater idea for that. And in order for that to manifest, your actual perfect partner, your perfect match to manifest, you need to forget about what it needs to look like, what package it needs to come in. But the second part of step 1 is you do need to become clear on what you want. And I'm talking about values. If you're not focusing on appearance, what else are you focusing on? Values, characters, personality. What do they have? What traits do they have? Are they ambitious? Do they want to travel the world? Are they self-aware? Are they self-absorbed? What do they want? Because I doubt you want somebody who's self-absorbed. You know what I mean? So you want to build your list and cultivate this list on things you want. And if that's a hard thing, you know, you could be like, oh, well, that's a hard thing to do, Mike. How do I do that? Start with the things that you don't want. You definitely had bad relationships in the past. You definitely had bad experiences with that Tinder date, with those, you know, those dating sites. So take all the bad things accumulated in those, all the bad things in that, and start making a list. Start doing the opposite. Start making a list of the opposite. So if someone's selfish, you want someone who's not selfish. You want someone who's caring, who's giving. You know, and that's one of the things that was on my list, because all of my ex-partners, it seemed like it was always about them, what I could bring them. But when I needed something, or when I was going through some shit, it was a big problem. It was a big inconvenience, to the point where they up and left. They ran for the hills.
That's our cutest canoe.
You know what I mean? So you kind of have to cultivate this list based off your own experiences, based off of what you want, because you might not know what you want yet. Start building that list. And once you're able to do this, without this step, it's not going to happen. The universe is just going to give you random shit, and you're going to take it. That's what I used to do. Oh, she looks nice, she's attractive. And eventually they all end up breaking my heart, or it becomes this toxic relationship. Because I don't know what I want. I'm not searching for anything. I don't have a target to aim for. So by doing this first step, it gives you a target to aim for. It gives you something to actually pursue, to actually have boundaries up, which is going to lead into the second step in a second. But the first step is really getting really crystal clear. They want to travel. They want to have kids. They want to start a family. They want my future partner, you know, my ideal partner, you know, isn't selfish. They're caring. You know, they're self-aware. So when things hit the fan, or when we have conflicts, they're able to observe their own actions, their own thoughts. It's not all about what I did. It's kind of what they did as well. They're able to have communication skills. You know, like, those are the things you need to start getting crystal clear on. Because if you don't do those things, step 2, you won't be able to implement at all. All right. So after you have step 1 completely done, I'm talking everything laid out, everything you need, you know, like you have it. The second step is asking yourself, would this person that I made, this person I curated on this paper or in my mind, because that's what I did. I didn't write it down. I just knew what I wanted. I was like, okay, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I know the kind of person I want. And it kind of contradicts the people that I've been chasing. You know, it's so interesting how that works. But, you know, so step 2 is, would this person date me currently? Would the person I need in my life, the perfect partner that I've built this list to, that I know for a fact that resonates with my soul, that resonates with my heart, this person is who I want, is who I need. You know, I need that traveler, caring person. You know, it's like that adventurer, you know, who that entrepreneur, or whoever it is in your mind. You know, fit. They need to be fit. They need to have mental, like, they need to have, you know, self-help books or whatever it is. You know, like, get specific, but don't focus on appearance. As I said before, forget about appearance. Second step now is, would this person actually date me? Get this illusion out of your head that you're a 10. You're not a 10. You're not perfection. Like, that is a misconception. There's always room for growth. Like, you can grow. You can think highly of yourself, but know that every relationship that didn't work wasn't all them. You played a part in that too. You were too jealous. You were too controlling. You were manipulating. You know, had narcissistic tendencies. Like, we all do this. You know, it's realizing that. So it's like, would this person, would they be with me now? Am I something that would complement them? And this is important, because if the answer is no, being brutally honest with you, which the answer was no for me as well, I was like, okay, the person I need, my future wife, she would have nothing to do with me. You know, my future wife would have nothing to do with me if I was currently where I'm at. So I had to start to work on myself. You know, and one other thing on my list was, she didn't care how much money I made, which my wife currently doesn't. We strive for better, but when I got with her, I didn't have a lot. I didn't have a lot of money. I wasn't well off. I was still a work in progress in that field. Like I still am a work in progress in that field. So you have to start working on yourself as far as like bettering yourself, because I was also controlling in my last relationships because I was cheated on. And I brought that control issue, that kind of jealousy thing into my future relationships. I had to start to be like, okay, accept what aspects I need to work on myself to attract my future partner. So you need to do the same. That's step 2. This is the hard one. This is even harder than building your list. It's really taking accountability for who you are now and realizing that your future partner, the person that you actually need in your life, wouldn't deal with you now. They wouldn't even bat an eye at you. They wouldn't even look your direction because you are not looking at yourself. You're not taking accountability. You're not growing in the aspect you need to grow to match up and align with that future partner. That is step 2. That is a big one. Start doing that. You can do it. You can have anything you want if you put in the work. If you actually acknowledge your downfalls. If you actually acknowledge that you're not a 10 and you might be a 7. Like you able to actually manifest and attract the person you want. I guarantee it. I did it. Like, this is no bullshit. I did it. I started to work on myself, and just like that, she came in my life in the middle of me working on myself. And I realized, oh shit, she is mirroring some of the stuff that I need to work on too. Like, we're working on this together now. And that's how your future partner is actually going to come in. When you're in the middle of working on yourself, when you're in the middle of building yourself, but you have that mindfulness that I'm doing this. I don't need a partner. I'm loving where I'm going. I'm loving being single. I'm loving working on myself. And just like that, that's when they'll come in. That's step 2. Step 3, and this is a big one as well. This is the last final step, is that you have to be firm on your boundaries that you set in your first step. You have to know exactly what you want so that when you start to date people, or people start to come in their life and present themselves to you, you aren't just being attracted and attached to the first person that comes in. You're going to date this guy. He's going to be everything you want. He's going to be tall, dark, and handsome, right? But he doesn't want kids. And you want kids. You want to start a family. But you're going to trick yourself into thinking, oh, I'm going to make him want a family. I'm going to trick him into having a family. Take people for how they present themselves. So if some guys, you're at first date, he's like, I don't want to have a family. I just want to do this. I want to do that. I kind of am about me and just you and not starting a family, not putting a kid in that, blah, 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 blah. If that's what it is, and I know a lot of you are scared to do that because, like women, you don't want to talk about like having kids on the first date because you don't want to scare the guy off. Scare the guy off. That's what I'm telling you. Because he ain't for you if he's going to be scared off. Your future partner is never going to get scared off by what you want, what you truly desire. Your future partner is going to match up into that effortlessly. You know what I mean? It's going to be an open discussion. They're going to be wanting the same thing. So you have to break the ice. In the first day, you have to start breaking the ice with everyone you meet to this point on. After you make this list, you have to say, this is what I want. This is what I do. Oh, if that scares you, if you're scared of that, you want to run off now. So I'm not wasting another year of my life. So I'm not wasting a month of my life messing with you. You ain't for me, that's fine. Get that out of your head. Stop trying to mold people into your perfect guy. The perfect person for you, the perfect female or the perfect male for you is already out there. They don't need to be cultivated. They don't need to be manipulated into being something they're not. Get that out of your head. The perfect guy, you're going to be like, oh, I want kids. He's going to be like, I want kids too. That's so crazy. I want the same things. Oh, you want to travel? I've wanted to travel. Like, I'm currently traveling. Like, you'll see green lights. And you also see red flags. This is why step 1 is so important. Don't ignore any of the red flags. The moment they show a red flag that is something on your list, that's something that contradicts on your list, like what I was just saying, like they don't want kids and you want kids, stop messing with them. Say, okay, nice dinner, thank you so much, but we want different things. I know what I want. You're still in that process of figuring out what you want, or whatever the case is. This is so important because this is how I was able to manifest my wife so fast, like so quick, is because I was presented with multiple options. Multiple people started to present themselves as life partners, future partners, and all of them had red flags except one. And guess who that one is? My future wife. Like, that's how it works. Like, they all had red flags. I all said, okay, get out of here. I'm done. And my wife, you know, she did just green light, 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 until now I'm here. You know, green lights later. The perfect partner for you is going to match up exactly with what you want on that list. That is the final step. And that is all I really got to say here. Like, implement these steps and you will attract the perfect person. I'm not saying it's going to happen in 3 months. I'm pretty blessed. You know, it could happen in 3 months. It could happen in less if you're able to implement these things. But these things aren't easy to implement. It's not easy to set up boundaries and know what you want and be sitting at across a dinner table or a date, really telling people exactly what you want. Like, I want to travel. I want kids. And then to hear them say, oh, I don't want any of those things. Like, that's hard. It's hard to not be attached to that, you know, wanting it to work, acting like the next chick or the next guy is going to be the right one. Because we trick ourselves into thinking, this is the one. This is the one. I hope he calls, or I hope she calls. Get that out of your head, because the chances are the next 3 guys you talk to after you make your list and after you start working on yourself, or the next 3 girls you talk to, aren't going to be it. They're going to present red flags. And what we typically do in situations like this, we get attached. We say, oh, I'm going to mold myself into thinking, you know, I'm more in line with what she wants to do because I need that. I need just, you know, attachment, you know, so it's like, don't do that. Get rid of that. If you're not able to do that, then it's not going to happen for you, my guy. It's not going to happen for you. It's just not. So you have to do these things to a T. Just listen to what I'm saying. Just do them. Don't try to alter these steps. Don't try to alter any of these processes. Do the work. Set your boundaries. Know what you want. Speak your truth with everybody that you're potentially trying to hook up with or start a family with, or, you know, cultivate this life partner, this lifelong relationship with. You have to be completely honest from the jump about what you want. Set your boundaries. And if that scares them off, good. They weren't for you in the first place. You're wasting your time. You are wasting your time. And you'll see how fast red flags come up when you have your list. You'll see, oh, dang, this guy ain't for me. Oh, dang, this guy just wants to hook up. Oh, dang, this chick doesn't really care about having kids or starting a family, or she's not caring. You know, it's like those things will pop up. And if they don't pop up immediately, just give it time. Don't completely attach yourself to them. Even if it takes 4 dates to realize that they're not the right one, and then they show a red flag, you know, because date 1 could be good, date 2 could be good, date 3 can be good, and then on date 4, he's starting to be controlling. He's starting to be manipulative. That's your sign to get gone, you know, like to be like, okay, this isn't working. And a lot of times you won't even have to have that conversation. You know, I'm kind of rambling now after we've done these steps, but a lot of times you won't have to have the conversation with the person who's actually right for you. You won't, or the person who's not right for you. They'll just walk out of your life. They'll just start pursuing other people. That's how it worked for me. It's like, okay, I put up these boundaries. They're like, okay, this is too much work. This makes me uncomfortable. Whatever. This is in alignment with what I want. So I'm going to chase, or I'm going to just have somebody else in the bag that doesn't need these things, that doesn't need these boundaries that you're setting up. You know, like doesn't need a family right away, or doesn't need this, or doesn't need support right away, whatever it is. And watch how fast the red flags come up. But out of those people, I'm telling you right now, out of those people, whether it's the first person you talk to or the fifth person you talk to, one of those people are only going to show green lights, and go all in with that person. Go all in with that person until they start doing things that are out of alignment with what you ultimately want to do, where you want to grow, and where you want to be. And you will surprise yourself, because you will cultivate this. If you do these steps, you will cultivate the perfect person for you. And I hope this video actually brings you to your future wife or your future husband. Just know you are loved, you are light, and if you don't believe it, I believe it, and that should mean something. Until next time, I'm out.